The Daily Edition. It's the Daily Dig, the ground shuttle. Hello and welcome to the Daily Dig, Diggerland's educational series every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 1:30 p.m. right here on Facebook Live. And it's Friday, so you know what that means. It's my favorite day of the week, Ride Friday, where we show you how we've taken a piece of construction equipment and turned it into a ride. Hello, I'm Josh, General Manager and Certified Instructor here at Diggerland. With me, as always, we have Ben, our equipment operator. Hey, Ben. And then we have our machine. Today's machine, we call it the ground shuttle. What it is, it's a telehandler that JCB makes. The model is a 540-170 telehandler, and it is one great piece of machinery. Normally, you don't see telehandlers with seats on the end of it. When you see a telehandler, there's lots of different attachments. One of the most common ones being forks. Telehandlers are great. The name is exactly what it sounds like. The tele part is for telescoping. That entire boom, once Ben raises up, it can extend out almost 50 some feet to get loads to hard to reach and high locations. Also, it handles very well. He can drive around to multiple locations, and this is actually one of our faster pieces of equipment here. So come on, let's get a little bit closer and take a look at the telehandler. So here's our machine. We have our seating unit here. We have our attachment point. This is where the end of the boom actually attaches to the seating unit. Right here, we have our stabilizers. Now, if you watched us on Wednesday, and I'm sorry about Wednesday, we had a few technical difficulties, so we had like 3 different videos, but if you were watching Wednesday, you saw when Ben was using the crane, he actually put down these outriggers or stabilizers. They are exactly the same here. If he was to boom a load up really high, he would want these down for additional stabilization so that when he is moving heavy loads around, he's nice and sturdy and doesn't have to worry about tipping over or leaning to one side or putting anyone in danger around him that's on the work site. We also have these giant tires in the front here. This is for driving on all kinds of terrain. He can drive right here on the concrete and asphalt, drive through mud, drive on dirt, drive on stone. These are really heavy-duty tires for a heavy-duty job. We also have the cab. This is where Ben's controlling everything from. he is going to use the steering wheel to drive around, and like all the other machines, he does have levers that power the hydraulics. You know hydraulics, I like talking about them every single episode. Hydraulics power everything. These are cylinders that fill up with oil that allow movement. They allow his boom to go up, that allows his boom out, and many, many other features. So you can see his tires are actually at a V right now. This is so he can get to really tight places. Unlike a car where your front wheels are turning and you're following direction, these wheels have 3 different settings. He can make it just like a car where only his front wheels are turning, or right now he has it in a way that he can make really nice sharp turns that the rear wheels and front wheels are working together in order to get to harder to reach spots. He also has one other option where the wheels turn in the same direction, which we use for crab walking to different locations. That's a really advanced driving technique that we have some of our best operators doing to get to tough to reach locations. So come on, let's take a look around the back. Here's our old friend hydraulics. We have our hoses and fittings here, plus the cylinder for raising up his boom. In the back here, we have his counterweight. We've seen counterweights when we saw the Spin Dizzy last Ride Friday, and we talked about them during cranes. How this works is when he has a real heavy load, this counters the load. It counters the weight of his load, and this gives him additional lifting power, so he doesn't have to worry about when he lifts up about toppling forward, because he has all this extra weight back here. This can also drive on the road, so much like your car, he's got lights, he's got mirrors. Let's take a look around the other side. We've got his heavy-duty engine right here and engine compartment. This is what's powering everything. This is what powers his transmission for him to propel forward. This is what powers his hydraulics. This is an amazingly large area here that's put off to the side here so we can power this really powerful telehandler here. All right, let's come around front. As you can see in our seating unit here, we have seats and seat belts, and we also have a little camera right here so Ben can watch what's happening to the people that are riding around in front. So I think it'd be great if we see Ben give a demonstration from the ground here. He's going to drive us around, and then later when he comes back in, you're going to jump on with me, and we're going to go for a ride together. So Ben, what I'd like you to do is to drive this around the course, and then you're going to come back here and pick us up, and we're all going to go for a ride together. So Ben's starting the vehicle right now, and he's going to use the hydraulics to raise up his boom and the seating unit. While he's doing that, I'd like to say, if anyone has any questions, feel free to comment in the comments below. Ask me the questions. I will do my best to answer them by the end of this video. And any questions I can't get to or that I might not have the answers for, I will be happy to answer them once the video is over. So Ben's put himself in a drive, and here he goes around the course. So Lucas wants to know how long the seating unit is. Well, that's a great question, Lucas. So normally, like I said, a telehandler would have forks on the front of it. Forks could be anywhere from 4 feet long, and we might put extensions on forks that can be 16, 20 feet long, whatever the need might be. This particular seating unit's about 9 feet long. Great question. Keep those questions coming. So we can see Ben is now coming back into the station, and he's going to lower his seating unit so we can jump on and go for a ride. All right, so Ben's back in the station. So why don't you come on with me? Let's go for a ride on this ground shuttle. All right, I've put my seatbelt on for safety. So let me give Ben the thumbs up, and here we go. Also, this is a great time. While we're going for a ride, I'll be watching the stream on my phone. If you have any questions, ask in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer them. Oh, here we go. Looks like Ben's driving. This is great. He's raised us up in the air. We have this great view of the course and around Diggerland. This is what it'd be like if you were actually riding on a ride right now. You were experiencing firsthand what it's like to ride. And so much fun. We're turning around. We're up in the air. We got a great bird's eye view of everything here. All right, so Oliver wants to know if the telehandler could have other attachments besides forks. Yes, it can. Great question, Oliver. So we could also have a bucket on the end of it. Let's say we had to push some dirt or even snow around. A bucket would be a great attachment. Forks are the normal attachment, but there are so many different things we can attach to the end of it. All kinds of buckets, ways of pushing things around. We can even attach pulleys if we wanted to use this in a crane-like setting. All right, Ben really has us going now. This is a great ride. So it's amazing, just taking a telehandler and then putting a seating unit on it. We have 15 seats here, so whole families can come out and enjoy this ride together. We've had the engineers do the calculations. They figured out how many people can sit here, how to build the seating unit, and how to attach it just like forks in the end of it. It's just another great ride here we have at Diggerland. But telehandlers are construction equipment. There's not really too much different about the telehandler than a normal telehandler. We could put forks on it and use it like a normal telehandler, but for right now, we have the seating unit on it. Also, we have a few additional safety features, like our camera right over there, and just to make sure that Ben's always level and stable, he's got a few sensors that are giving him information in the cab about what the level looks like, if we're being raised up too high, or if we're too low, or if any of the angles are wrong. The computer's going to notify him. All right, so Ben's bringing us back down to the ground. Rides in motion. Let me see if we have any other questions coming our way. We have a few more. All right, let me just check with my, okay, let's see. So Alex, age 5, wants to know how long the telehandler is. Alex, I don't have the exact dimensions. I'll post them in the comments after this video. I'm estimating this machine to be about 12 feet before the seating unit. But that's a great question, and I will be happy to answer that question. If I could show you a few of the other features while we wait for more questions to come through. Oh, hang on, looks like we got one. Okay. So Camden, you want to know why there's a mirror on the back. I don't know if you guys noticed in the back here, but we do have a mirror in the back. You could see the whole back of the cab. That's for the operator, Ben. That's so Ben can see when he's backing up and driving in reverse what's behind him. So just in case anyone, we always do, before we drive the ride, we do what's called a walk-around inspection. Before Ben gets in that door, once we make sure the gates are closed, he's going to walk around the entire vehicle just to make sure that nobody is working on the machine, that nobody has entered behind the machine, or that something hasn't happened, like a stick or a ball's rolled behind the machine. Once he's sure everything is good, he's going to start driving, but it doesn't hurt to have the extra safety check. That's why he has that mirror. When he backs up, he can see directly what's behind him. Now, backup cams are another feature that some machines have, but mirrors work just as well for seeing what's behind you. Let me see, I think we have another question. All right, so Hunter, age 4, you want to know if your dog can ride it. Unfortunately, dogs cannot ride the ground shuttle. The seats are designed for human beings to be sitting with a seatbelt across the lap. We don't have a provision set up for dogs to ride this ride. That's a great question. We do have a few rides here at Diggerland that service dogs can ride if they're performing a service, but normal household pets cannot go on the rides here. Okay, got another question. One moment, please. All right, so the question is there air conditioning in the cab? This machine does have the ability for air conditioning, but this particular machine does not have air conditioning. It does have heat, so Ben's got a fan in there for keeping himself cool. The back window opens up, the side window opens up for a nice airflow. But most construction machines that have these enclosed cabs have options for air conditioning or to just open up the window. But almost all the machines will have heat. The reason being is heat is very easy to bring into a cab because you take the heat that comes off the engine and pipe it right into the cab for warming up the cab. So even machines that are open cabs usually will still have heat in case you ever need to enclose it. So some other fun features, we saw the mirror in the back. We got the mirrors on the front here as well. If you come along this side here, we have a level meter right here. Now this is just a simple gauge that has numbers on it. You can see it's at 0 right now, meaning that we are at a nice level. As Ben raises up, that needle is going to move and show what angle he's at. And also inside Ben's cab here, right on top for him to always be watching, he has another level meter there. It's set at 0 right now, meaning that his machine from side to side is nice and level. He's not leaning to the left and he's not leaning to the right. All right, so Abigail and Graham want to know, how fast does this machine go? That's a great question, Abigail and Graham. I thank you, Abigail and Graham, thank you for the question. This machine can go about 15 miles per hour at full speed. It's got 4 different gears and it can go really fast. However, we keep it in a slow speed because there's actually human beings riding on the end of it and we don't want to bounce them too much like popcorn. We want to make sure they have a nice smooth ride while driving around the course here. But yes, on a work site, this is a great machine for getting something from one side of the work site to the other. It can be done quickly. We saw last week our giant excavator, which is on tracks. That machine moves so slow because it's made more for digging and to be a powerful workhorse in the field, but not made for moving things around quickly. This machine's very versatile and it has it all. It can reach out far, it can do a lot of work, plus it can move around a construction site pretty quickly. It's not as fast as a car. Very few construction machines can match a car's speed, but as far as construction machines go, this one's pretty fast. All right, so it looks like that's all the questions we have for today. We thank you for joining us for the Daily Dig. We hope you had a wonderful day joining us for our special edition of Ride Friday. So join us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for the Daily Dig, and every Friday for the Ride Friday, where we show you construction equipment that we've turned into rides, whereas Monday and Wednesdays is just normal construction equipment that we're going to go over. Feel free to comment below after the video. We'll still be watching for comments. I'll answer any questions if you're watching this on a replay, or if you thought of a question later, feel free to ask the question. I'll be very happy to answer it, or someone else that has the answer will answer it. And as always, join us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right here on Facebook Live at 1:30. Thanks again for joining us, and we hope everyone has a wonderful and safe weekend. Bye-bye.